Today I saw this video through Facebook, and it was, I think, CNN News, but it was some sort of a scientific report on the blackest black ever achieved by humanity. So the blackest man-made black. And what a coincidence, what a good time to talk about the color black on my channel than the first video with a black background. This background just arrived about 10 minutes ago and I'm literally filming. I was waiting for it all day and it actually looks really cool, so I'm really excited for this. Let me know in the comments below if you like this, or if you like the bright bubbles more, or perhaps you like my messy room behind me more or the most. So let me know in the comments, please. But Vantablack, I wanted to talk about it, and I actually ran a little poll on Twitter asking people, and again you can let me know in the comments below, how interested would you be in a video on a makeup channel, on a beauty channel that doesn't necessarily use any makeup or even talk about makeup, because in this video I will be talking about this invention, this truest, blackest black called Vantablack. So the reason I wanted to talk about this is because it technically and theoretically and quite excitingly could have a lot of applications in makeup. But before we get into that, let me tell you what Vantablack is. Like I've mentioned before, it is the blackest, the truest black form, color, substance. I don't exactly know how. I think it comes in two different kind of versions or substances. I think you can spray it, or I think you can paint it as well, or print it. I wasn't sure, but anyway, it is so black that it actually absorbs, so fails to reflect, 99.996 something percent of light particles. So this is what black is in general. Any kind of black that you see is not true black, because you can still see it, you can still discern details within it. So that's because there's still some light actually being reflected from that fake black, if you like. And if you know anything about optics and human vision, we literally just see light being reflected off of objects, and that's how we see them, right? So Vantablack absorbs basically every single light particle, and that means that it's the absence of color. So it's not a color, it is the absence of such. This means that, and I will insert the image right here, hopefully it kind of tickles your imagination enough, but what it means is that if it were a 3D object of a face, such as in that picture, so imagine, actually not a face, imagine this brush. You can see that this brush is 3D, but if this brush were 100% covered in Vantablack, you could see those popping out of the brush on the side. But if I turned it here, because this is not Vantablack, you can still discern all these individual things. You can discern the little bristles, you can discern the actual bedding that they come on, and you can discern the actual wooden casing. If this were a normal black, you could still probably discern it. It wouldn't be too difficult. Vantablack is so dark, is so black, reflects so little light that you would not be able to see anything. You would literally just see the shape and like a void. So this cool picture, it's an actual printed out face that you can see on the side. You can see the features, the nose and the mouth, and the brow bones and the cheekbones kind of popping out in 3D. But when you look at it straight down, you can't see any of those details because it's so black. There are scientific uses for Vantablack, and the ones that I read about was in photography and space photography. Since this color absorbs, like I said, 99.996% of light, it could have great use in eliminating unwanted light in space photography. So basically what they were saying is, in space photography, when you're trying to map the universe, you could get rid of any kind of beams or streams of light disturbing the actual image. So that's an amazing scientific use for that. But let's say in 50 years or whatever, this kind of color is available to normal people. Right now I think Vantablack the actual color or the substance that it comes in as costs more per like weight or whatever kind of portion. It costs more than gold or diamonds. So obviously not available to the wider public, not really available for anything else than kind of, you know, really that high cost sciencey scientific usage. But just like with anything, things become easier to make, things become more generic, things become cheaper, things become more used for other things. So just imagine the color Vantablack in makeup. Right now we've got black colors, and you know, this black from the Kat Von D Saint and Sinner palette is nice and black. It's called Sabbath, but it's not true black. You can still see things, right? Because it still reflects light. What if you had Vantablack Eyeshadow? What if you were actually able to, and if it was super opaque in, you know, powder or perhaps liquid form, if it was so opaque that it could actually cover your entire eyelid or your entire lid space, your entire, you know, area around the eye or wherever you put it, and it were so black that you couldn't actually see your features, you couldn't actually see your lid, you couldn't actually see, obviously from the side you could because, you know, it exists in 3D, but from straight up looking at it, you can see your eye socket, you know, going deep into your skull. You couldn't see, you know, my hooded eye, or if I were to put it on my lips, you couldn't genuinely see the lips. And if I were to overdraw my lips, and if I did it skillfully and sharply, you just couldn't see my lips at all because everything would be covered in Vantablack and you can't see detail in Vantablack. If I were to put it anywhere on my face, let's say if it was like face painting color form, I could literally make my face disappear, and it wouldn't just be like in those really cool, and again I will insert a picture, you know what I'm talking about, like people playing with makeup on like a really dark black background where they like paint themselves to be like a skeleton or something and you can't see their real facial or like neck features because they blend in with the background. A lot of that is obviously picture manipulation, is changing the contrast and changing the intensity of the colors enough so that it tricks your eye. But imagine if you actually used Vantablack, you could do that in real life. You could walk around and people looking straight at you couldn't see the part of your body that you put the Vantablack paint on. So just think about all the endless possibilities of this crazy Vantablack color when applied to the world of makeup. We could do so much creative, so many cool, amazing, mind-blowing things with such technology if it ever becomes available in the form of makeup. Let me know what you think about this. Do you think this would be good? Do you have any ideas? Did I just spark some sort of a crazy, cool, innovative idea in your head as to what you would do with a Vantablack face paint, eyeshadow, or maybe lipstick if it were available? Also let me know in the comments below if you like these kind of videos, whether you learned something, whether you enjoyed it, and whether this is out of place on a beauty channel. It is still to do with makeup and, you know, on this platform, but of course I'm not actually using or doing anything. So yeah, let me know. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something, and please give it a thumbs up if you did. Leave comments down below and do subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. And I know that there's a 90% chance that you're watching it and you are not subscribed to my channel because that's what Google statistics tell me. So please do subscribe if you enjoy myself and my content, and I will not prolong this anymore. I'm gonna let you go and I will see you in the next one. Bye!